problems today. Hello everyone. I cannot see the chats. I don't know why. Let me check if I can log in from the phone. I don't know why it's giving me this problem with the chat. Should... Oh, finally. Now it works. How is everyone? No hard session. It was an amazing session. Finally, I can see my boys. How is it going? Today is a squeeze session. There is a squeeze session, and the squeeze session is when you start compressing, new grade compressing, new grade compressing, then you have this. Now we are in this phase. Bam. Okay. This is what I expected. I took a huge long on Bitcoin. Sometimes I do crypto when I have an asymmetrical opportunity. I took an amazing long on Bitcoin. I can show you the trades that I took on Nasdaq. You see, this is the starting of the squeeze. Now we will go through the profile of the session, and then we will go through my execution of the day for Nasdaq, and then we will go to live charting, as we always do. Amazing. Let's go. So let's start from the framing of the bias, because today was a little bit difficult, and I show you here. Okay, let's go from the framing of the bias. Let's remove, we can remove the TPO, we can keep the composite, okay, and we can remove here, I just want to remove just Pecan Valley, so it's more clean. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is the previous situation for the Nasdaq. Okay, so we can expect, it's clear that we are in a consolidating range. Okay, we are in a consolidating range. Now we are expensive. Okay, we are expensive. Why we are expensive? First information is that we are above the composite, so we are expensive for the pricing. Second information is that we shifted the value lower from here to here. Okay, so this session, the previous session yesterday, confirmed that the value is lower. And then for today, we are having an intra session. Okay, what does it mean? That the market is starting in the opening to go above, and this one, all this area here, it's what we like to call a rejection of the value. Okay, so you can see 2 times where the market tried to go aggressively higher, and yesterday it failed. It already tried before and it failed. Okay, and now it's trying for the 3rd time. Okay, it's trying for the 3rd time to go aggressively higher. Okay, so what we can do here, we can help using the merging. Okay, and we can see what? We can see that the price reached the POC. Okay, so if the price reached the POC, we can see the virgin point rejection, that is the first touch rejection from the current value. Okay, at the same time, remember that if we only see the building of the value, so we merge the previous, we can also merge this one. Okay, so we have the consolidation range here, okay, and the rejection of the POC here. Okay, so this is where they built value. This is the maximum point of contract exchange, is the POC, and the market tried already to go 2 times on the POC. And I think if you understand this, you can understand the battle that we are having today, okay? So we have the last two sessions that are short, but the overall value that is building long, and I think I clarified for a lot of you why today can be called a session that is asymmetrical. Why asymmetrical? Because it's not as always, it's not when it's too easy, okay? So you are having long-term value, then you have two sessions here, okay, and you have another session here. So you can expect, okay, I merge this value, I'm above the previous value, so I can just wait for the market, for a retracement to go long, right? Right? At the same time, today, we have this condition. So on the long term, we have previous value, and previous value, okay? That if we merge all together, okay, give us an overall value that gives us a level, okay? A level here. And now we are trading higher. And in the previous session, we shifted the value lower. Now I think you can understand why I say that from the touch of the POC we can go long, because we had this situation, okay? Now the profile is building here. It reached here, okay? And now we are again on the upper side, okay? Can you understand what I want to say? I want to say that if you only see the previous session, we are below. We are not accepting value higher. But if you create a context of what's happening, it's way clear what we are seeing here, okay? This is clear because we had a rejection of the top range for the previous 2 days, and the market decided to come for the second time. It already went here yesterday, okay, and reject again, not from a random level, but from the POC. Let's see if it's clear now that I break down the whole session for you guys. Is it clear? Yes or no? Let's see. Save, open pool. Let's see how it goes, okay? Don't worry, it's normal. It's normal that not all the sessions are super easy to understand. Sometimes you just are in consolidation range. Okay, it's normal. We are having a long term that is building value lower, a long term that is building value higher, but the previous two sessions that are providing a top range. And you can see also here, okay? Not here, but you can see here, okay? What's happening here? Here, we are seeing, let me help you, from the previous range, the whole range here, okay, if we take all this information, you can see that we are now in the rejection area, so the value area high, and the market is not having an easy time growing up. Amazing, 80% understood. Why? Because still here it was easy, you see? Sellers, no reward, sellers, no reward. But here, it's expensive. So these buyers are not having an amazing result. Still, I think that we are going higher today. Okay? And I will show you, but Fabio, you talk, but you don't execute. I execute, guys. Okay? Look at my trades for the day. Let me remove everything so I show you clearly what I did. Okay? Look how many position I took. Building value, building value, building value, building value, building value, building value. Okay? Took a lot of long position, also the last one here, because what I saw is this opportunity. The bounce from here to here. This is a really high probability trade. Why? Because we had a long-term rejection point that is the POC. We are having the favor of the big trades. We can go here. And we can see together. Let's remove execution. And let's go on trades. Okay? Let's go here. Now, I started building here when I had a clear understanding of one scenario that everyone that follow my bootcamp can understand. reward of the buyers, reward of the sellers. There is any doubt on who is controlling here? Let's check. There is any doubt, or is it clear as the sky? Let's check all together. It's clear. I started loading position from the moment the sky got completely clear, because here I see the first strong information. Sellers completely absorbed, and they also broke this 470. Okay, so here I start to understand that this is our accumulation point. Remember that I'm coming from the long-term POC that was here, but I didn't want to risk. Okay, I am really risk adverse. 90% understanding, amazing. Okay, so what I did is I see sellers not rewarded, but also buyers not rewarded. So I wait for clear information. I loaded some longs here to profit. Okay, then after this, I say, now I know where you want to go. Okay, so took all this movement up, took all this intraday ping pong, took all this expansion higher, took all this movement till here, okay, took all this squeeze till here. Can you understand? Is it clear now what I'm doing? Text one in chat. You already have the best settings here, guys. If you want to go on the deep effort, instead of creating a template, I made it 100 times easier. You can go here. I explained to you live how you can do, because we already updated the indicator. You can go on NASDAQ. Okay. You can open, you put 40 range. Look how much it's precise. You can go here. Then you go on your normal charts here, indicators, and you go down, you search for deep effort. Okay? You see, deep effort, the template, it's already in the indicator NASDAQ. You just need to apply. Okay? When you apply, you see that today was giving you crazy buy opportunity. Why? This is the rejection from the bottom. You already understood that from here you can engage. You need to have a bias. You need to have a bias. I was long, as I told you. Then clearer as the sky by area. Clearer the sky by area. Clear buy, clear buy, clear buy, clear buy. Amazing, no? Okay. So as I explained to you, the deep effort comes really as a market changer and a confluence when you understood the bias of the day. Okay, it's meant for 40 range. I studied it for 40 range. You need to use on 40 range. Okay, I use this today as a confluence. I use today as a confluence. It gave me amazing areas here. You see, the market is bouncing on it and rejecting, bouncing and rejecting. Unfortunately, this one is unfilled. Now, you need to understand that to use this properly, you need to have two pieces of information. The first one is you need to have a bias. Okay, so you need to have a clear understanding of our dealing range. Okay, what does it mean, dealing range? It means that if, let's make some example, if we are like this today, okay, we are closed in a range coming from previous profile, single or merge like this, okay, and we start the new session here, and we say, okay, we are building value above, we are long for bias, and we have the previous value area and the actual value area that is giving us a confluence that from here we want to go long. Okay. Now, to make your life easier, you can activate here the deep effort. Okay. And not only have a quantitative bias, as I explained to you how to use, but you can also have quantitative zones. So, for example, You have the first retracement and you have your area here, okay? You can load. You have the second retracement and you have your area. Until when you can use? Till the next sensitive area that we already reached for today. See if we are understanding. Is it clear? The context and execution model. This one is not the only model. You can also use, this is my study that I did for years, okay, on the reward of the impact of the volume on price. But at the same time, my favorite model that is discretionary, but I already explained to you how to use this, okay, it's by studying the impact, 100% understanding, amazing. By studying the impact of the aggressive market participant, the big orders, the big traders, the big players, okay? Execution, not intention. And today, to summarize what I did, to make everyone understand, we had the previous two profile here. Let's see if we can reach the 90% and then we go on the charting side, okay? I merged the previous two because they were overlapping and I got a big profile, okay? This big profile was giving me the majority of volume in a quantitative level, okay? This was the level, okay? In the previous 2 days, we were coming down from this situation, okay? You were rejecting the value area I, you were rejecting the value area I, and today, we started the session like this, okay? Now, what you can expect? In this range, in this whole range, if you consider everything, the buyers are controlling. Not here. Here it's sellers' territory. They already made you understand that they have the power to push the price down. When is the point where we can expect buyers to step in again? Here. Okay. So you are sell till this point. Buy from this point on. So I studied the interaction of the big orders here, here, here. Okay. And now that we are again expensive in pricing, the best thing to do from my point of view is to wait. Because now you will see a lot of fight, okay? Sellers trying to protect their level. Okay? You will see sellers trying to protect their level because we rejected the POC, okay? We rejected the POC. They arrived from above. Sellers rejecting expensive. Okay? Bam. Buyers took back control here. Now you can expect here to have a strong fight. So you can see a lot of aggression of the sellers, of the buyers. And we will check today this battle because the first one that win this battle, we will have a long move. Okay. We will have a really strong move. From what I can see from the profile, I can expect that this battle will be won by buyers. So we will not go below this level, but we will break this level. Why? Because this value already got accepted. They already rejected. They are really strong. It's 2 days that they tell you we will not go below this level. At the same time, if you take this and you go on unmerge, okay, we can also do split, okay, or the reset. Sorry, I was on the wrong one, okay? They told you this is expensive, and they tell you one day this is expensive, and they tell you the second day. Inside this area, when you merge, you see that the point of maximum strength of the sellers is this one. It's a level, it's an objective level. And if we go back to charts, this is live. Okay? Look where the price is rejecting. Now, let me make the pool again, because I think it's really objective what I'm seeing. Is it better now? Let's check if we can reach 80 to 90%. Now that I gave you a clear overview of the session, now let's go in chart. Yes, I explained the deep effort. The deep effort is studying the best area based on order flow. Okay, so it's giving you the best zone to engage. Amazing, 97%. It's giving you the best zone to engage based on a proprietary model. We studied this during the years, and is based on the interaction of the orders, okay? It's, imagine like this. It's printing you the area when one side won the battle, okay? So this is seller's control, this is buyer's control. What does it mean? That if you want to long here, you can long till here, but you want to go risk-free, because if this area is reacting too strong, you are going to take your stop loss, okay? Look here, print the area, okay? Buyers, the sellers fail, and from this level, you come back to the same area and you skyrocket. Why? Because they already told you that these sellers cannot hold this pressure. Okay, look here, it gives you a sell area, but we are against the bias because we are long. It print a buy, and from that level, ba 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 ba. Okay, amazing. Now let's go on. No, this is the validation template. This is the template that we use to make quantitative study for the admin. We share with you already the best model. You don't need to go headache what I need to set, how much I need to set on the delta. We already make the study. It's the deep effort. Now let's go back to chart. Now we understood the game plan for the day, okay? The sensitive level is 25,737. So we can mark this level here. 37. Okay? This is the level that is creating problem to the price. Breaking this level is not easy. This is the maximum point of protection of the sellers. Now, let's see who understood my lesson. What happens if the aggression of the buyers take over this level? What we can expect for the day? Can expect a squeeze as beautiful as the one that we saw in the previous session. Okay? Yes. Yes, we can expect. This is what we can expect. Now, let's try to see it live. Let's see if we can, like we always like to do some live charting together, okay? And if you have any question, I open the Q&A and you can ask me everything. It will be really sad for us to say goodbye after this week of live session, but I hope you enjoy not only the bootcamp, but you enjoy the charting, because this is what I love to do. Now let's go here, okay? You see from here the passive orders, how much they protect. See what we have here. Okay. So this is the level that we marked from here to 7 here. Okay. This is the strong wall of the sellers. Okay. Now let's try to understand. Let's remove this execution that we don't care. And let's go on the 5 minutes. We will go through it. Don't worry. Let's go here. Of course, we are on the 5 minutes, so we need to refine the deep trades. We can refine the deep trades with a really high number for the 5 minutes, 90. And as you can see, you only have the biggest orders. So you can see the game plan. The game plan is the following: sellers control, buyers control. Okay? What we can expect? We can expect that if we need to start to go long, we will go long on the test of this candle. Why, Fabio, you think that we will go long on the test of this candle? Because this is the candle where the buyers already show you in a really clear way that they dominate. They told you we are stronger than sellers here. Okay? And from here, the sellers are telling you, look, it's us that we are stronger. Okay? So in this case, this is the final battle. We are watching together the most important battle of the day. Why? Because if we break down, we will probably see a rejection and we will go back to the value area low. Okay, so we will have a day of trend down. If it breaks here, it's possible that we will have a day of trend up. To be clear, we don't need to forget this amazing area. So we have more aggressive area and a more conservative area. but still these are the levels. Okay, let's see what happened. In the meantime, I will go to the question. When do you say that an effort is unrewarded? When the same candle closes against it, even if next candle goes in its favor. Sorry, Vivek, I didn't understood. When the same candle closes against it, even if the next candle goes, it is not important the same or the next candle, because time is what humans created, okay? You need to see what happens. It's not in the same candle. You need to see if these orders are actually pushing the price lower or not. Here, you can see that they make a push lower, but they get completely wrecked. What does it mean? That from here, the buyers are still controlling price. Okay? So it's really clear what they are doing here. And it's really clear that when they match the sellers, it's not a lot of result from the sellers. They are not going really strong down. And they have a wall here. They have 2 levels of wall. But they have a strong wall of the sellers. So this is a decision point. This is when, if you decide to engage, you take a lot of stop loss. Okay? And this is something that I saw. And also early in my career, I had some problems with it, because as a scalper, there is a trap in your mindset, and this trap is the thinking that you can make more money by executing more. Okay, and this is wrong, because if you analyze the session, and we can participate, everyone in a pool. Give me a second. We can participate in a pool. You will notice that the most amount of money that you lose, it's when you engage, when the market is not giving you the condition. For example, now, if we engage, okay, even if you are the best scalper, it's not clear the situation. We don't see who is dominating here, because we are compressed in a range, because we just tapped into the most important level of the day. Is it true or not that if you analyze when you lose money, is either because you don't have a model of correct risk management, so you make $2,000 today and you lose $10,000 tomorrow. It means that you are emotional, you are not controlling risk. The second reason is when you engage when the situation is not clear. Remember, no one is coming to you, pointing a gun to your head, saying trade. You need to start sitting on your hands. You need to start sitting on your hands. When the situation is not clear, you don't execute. It's not difficult, guys. It's really logical. Okay? If the market is reaching here with aggressive sellers with reward, why we should go up? We didn't even break the top. Okay? We didn't even break the top. So now we have the aggressive buyers of the POC that are pushing the drift up. And we have the aggressive sellers of the value area high of the previous 2 days that are protecting. This is where the battle takes place. Okay? Now, Fabio, in case that it breaks up or down, should we wait for a retracement on jumping media? Demos! You see, what you can understand from the question of Demos is waiting for the signal. He's waiting for the signal. I know that a lot of you passed the prop firm or made a lot of money with the account because you executed on the previous session, but this is not what is supposed to be the bootcamp. You need to understand the explanation. From the moment you break here, you have a clear bias. It's like if you have a green traffic light. It's saying, okay, you can go long, but then you cannot go long blind. Why you go long? I don't know. Fabio says that it's clear, I go long. It doesn't work like this. Yeah, probably you will make anyway money, but this is not the point. After you break, you can break multiple ways. You can have big trades and a big week of rejection. You can have big trades, rewarded effort, and a test here with sellers that have 0 results. So it's an amazing break and test. Okay. You can have the price going down, 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 and a huge candle up, destroying everything that is on this level. So what you know that sellers are really aggressive from this level, so you can build your position on the way down to continuation. This is important. Point of buyer sell control. You sometimes choose the longest delta. Yes. I take the strongest delta point on the fixed range. The tallest, not the fattest. I'm comfortable with charting. My biggest problem is that I time my entry index extremely bad. So you're not comfortable with charting, my bro. You will be comfortable with charting if you are capable of timing, analyzing and timing the market. Now you are in a process of studying. Timing the market extremely wrong in entry and exit, it means that you cannot be comfortable. You can be comfortable with charting when you time the market correctly. Yes, you will take stop loss. It's normal, it's part of the game. But you need to be precise, okay? If you continue to go long here after the breakout only because you marry your idea of going long, you're not comfortable with charting. Of course you time your entry wrong because you don't have rules. Do you think is enough salsa to be profitable with this month bootcamp? I think, guys, I don't know what you think. Let me know, okay? I think that what you paid for this bootcamp, it's peanuts. And I say this really honest, okay? Because in this bootcamp, there is everything except practice, because you need to go in practice. I did practice for you, but now you are on your own. You need to trade, you need to understand, you need to refine, okay? But on the technical side, you have everything. You have one of the best platform around, the best data to do this kind of trading, and practical ways to apply it. So yes, you have everything. The question needs to be, do you have the discipline? Do you have the time to put in? Do you have the sacrifice of testing, of understanding, of refining, of journaling? Okay, look at the chat. Much value. This bootcamp should cost over 5,000. Okay. It's not difficult to make the investment back here. I'm happy that you made, but if you only make $300 with this, I'm really sad for you. Have you got a model that you can use when you are in a range? So it's not a model, but when you are in a range, we can explain directly here. When the market is not clean, okay, and you have behavior, this range bound, this is called range bound, okay? This happens really often in 2025. So you have the previous value, the previous value, the actual value, okay? So people lose a lot of money. This is really important, okay? Focus on this. People lose a lot of money because they try to make sniper entry to go from here to here. Now remember, in this time, maybe you have 20 bounds back and forth, okay? This is really funny when you understand it, okay? Because it's math, it's statistics, okay? But still, when you execute here, you don't understand that you have like 5% probability that we will break out above value, but you still hope and put your target here. Is it true or not? Guys, there is no next bootcamp. There is no next bootcamp, guys. I already told you. This is the only bootcamp, okay? Because I need to trade. The only product that in the future possible I can make, but 2026, because now I don't have time, is session with Fabio, okay? Where every week we go through the New York session together. But will cost way more than this if I decide to do, okay? Of course, because it removes from me a lot of focus. And I don't know if this can be interesting for people, because it's not easy to follow me trading and explaining, okay? And I don't even know if this can be interesting for people, because it will be too much advanced for the majority of people and they will not understand because they are beginner. Okay. Now, here, this is what happened, okay? And this is what I was doing, so I cannot blame you. I cannot blame you because I was doing the same, okay? I was thinking, okay, but I want to go here. Yes, it's really honorable that you want to go here. But the point is that the interaction of the buyers and sellers is saying to you that we are not moving from here. So the best approach that you can have in this area is the one that I had today. Bounce, 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 and bounce. And what you can understand, that if you take more bounce, you made more money than taking one single sniper trade with a probability of 10%. Is it clear? Don't try to be the hero, guys. In the market, to make a lot of money, you don't need to be the hero. You don't need to be the genius. You don't need to be the sniper. You need to be the smart one. Look at this. You remember the sniper that I took in the previous days? I show you $50,000 profit live in front of your eyes with a short, a 1 to 20 risk to reward. Okay. What I did today is totally different. I know that we are in contraction. Okay. I know that we are in contraction. So why I should take huge risk to reward? Doesn't make sense. Okay. If you make 10 trades of $2,000 or you make one sniper of $20,000 at the end of the day, it doesn't matter for you. Because at the end of the day, the only things that matter to you is the profit and loss and risk that you put in the market to make it. Okay? So you need to be smart about this. The market is saying to you, look, below this level, I'm in contraction. If I break this level, of course, I will not leave money on the table. I will take a 1 to 20. I will be really happy to milk the market. But as we are inside the range, we are here. Where are we, guys? Let's go in practical. We are here between this range. So bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and range. Okay? And you know what happens here? Why the majority of the scalper go home crying? Because they want to go long here, because they want to go short here, because they see the trend and they will think, it's the moment of the squeeze. But it is not. The reason you lose money is because you want to predict the market, because you don't care about making money, because you want to be right. Because you want to be right, because you want to post on Instagram that you took a squeeze from here to here. Then you don't think that you lost 10,000 trying to do it, and when it goes back, you make 8,000. But still, I made a lot of money. Let's be honest, is it true or not? This is how you traded till now, right? And we have a moment of complete honesty. What I'm trying to do in this bootcamp is to rewire your brain to what actually works. Okay? Because if it's not making you money, but is fulfilling your ego, it's useless, guys. It's useless. What's the point? You make true story for your friend, then you close the month at minus 5,000. You are retarded. You are not smart. You are seeking external validation from people. Okay? And this is the reason you are not having results. Studying from 2-3 years, I'm not consistent. Of course you are not consistent. Of course, no one will be consistent. Now, let's go to the chart of today. What the market told you. We are in compression, guys. We have this area that are not leaving us. We bounce down, we bounce up, we bounce down, we bounce up. When we want to make the sniper entry, we want to make the sniper entry if we accept this level. If we accept this level, I can already tell you that we have some amazing movement. But are you willing to be patient? Are you willing to wait 2-3 days and say, I will not make money today, I will make money on Friday? This is what you need to build. A lot of you think that what they miss is indicators. Okay? What you miss is practice. It's practice. Now, Let's go on the new template, the trade management one. Okay, look at this. What is this? Let's go on the souls. Okay, Fabio, I'm really confused. I don't know how to see the structure. I have problems. I didn't understand, but why you trace this here? Why you trace this here? I solved this problem. Okay? Now every one of you can see everything that I see. Okay? Why? Because if I tell you now, leave the profile at home. This is the swing point. This is the first swing. This is the second. This is the third. Are we all agreeing that we are long in structure? Yes or no? Okay. These buyers took over these sellers and now we are expanding higher. Yes, we have a wall here. We already saw. Okay. We already saw. Perfect. And where is this wall? This wall, you can see from the fixed delta profile. It's here. Okay. Around here, you have two levels, but this is the highest level of delta that you can see. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's remove something and let's go one by one. Okay. Now, what we have here? This is volume chart. You are not watching candle, you are not watching price. You are watching the interaction of the two. Let me remove also the deep print, okay? And let's go down here because I want to show you. I want to remove everything, okay? What you have here, it's a chart where the more volume it's input inside, the more it's wide the candle. Let me read this chart for you, okay? Let me help you to read. Seller's dominance, okay? If we don't break this level, sellers are dominating. They input the majority of the amount of volume and they create a breakout. Dominating, perfect. Dominating, dominating. First interesting battle. Aggressive buyers with a lot of delta, aggressive sellers with a lot of delta. Who won this battle? Let me remove the magnet. Who won this battle? Sellers or buyers? Buyers. Okay? And after this battle, the buyers take over another city. Imagine if this is a war, okay? You know the game Risico, where you have the tanks and you need to conquer other place, okay? This point got conquered by buyers. These sellers are still stopping buyers, okay? Look at this. Another wall conquered. This level that we had here now becomes green. We can move to the next one. Where is the next one? The next one is inside here somewhere. Let's check where is it. The majority of the volume is not in the single candle, but is in the area of the fixed. Okay? We have these two areas. The sellers, you see, they tried to get back, but they failed. They tried again, but they failed. That's the reason I tell you, we are preparing for the squeeze. If I need to choose a direction for the day, as of now, I will say buy. Okay? And we are really close to the value area high. And this you can see here. You have all the information you need. You see this? We are really close to the value area high. Now, what I told you in the previous session about the value area high, what happens? What change when we are inside and when we approach the high? What's the difference in behavior? No, it doesn't get expensive. It change behavior, it change regime. You remember in the previous session, for the one that were not sleeping or trying to make money with your prop firm, you remember that in the previous session, I told you, rewatch the previous session, okay? We were in a sell pressure day, okay? In the current day, and the market was inside here. And I told you, here it's interesting for me to short. Went here and then we went back inside. Okay? And I explained to you in the intra profile that if you try to short here, probably you will get taken down. But if you try to short this movement, you go from value to the next value, and the price did like this. And everyone was like, how is it possible? But I take 10 stop loss, they say it goes down immediately. Am I stupid or you have something hidden, some technology? No, because the price don't behave the same. The price is in range bound inside and is in expansion mode outside of the value. The price moves from value to value. Okay? And when you change value and you want to go to the next one, you don't go slow. You go like this, bam. Okay? What happened here? You see that the sellers are still protecting the level. And the deep effort didn't print a level. What does it mean? It's not clear, the interaction. You see how much was clear? Buy, control, buy, control, buy, control, buy, control. Nothing. Why? Why? Because this is a red flag. Don't engage here. Why don't engage? You see where we are. Where we are, guys. We are in the ball hammering area. Why? Because the best that can happen if you enter a trade here is that you will take a stop loss. The best that can happen. The worst that can happen is that you don't take a stop loss. You are inside the trade for 4 hours and then you take a stop loss. Can you see the coherence of what I'm saying here to the previous session? You see that I always apply the same protocol. Doesn't change. It's always the same protocol. Okay. How many of you gets frustrated because they execute inside the dealing range? How many of you? Because then after you take 1, 2, or 3 stop loss, you have your mood that is under the table. And when you have the real move, so you have the aggression and squeeze, you already are, oh, I'm down 2,000 for the day. I don't want to trade anymore. The problem is not the strategy. The problem is your reading of the market. Okay? Let's go back here. Okay? You see that now the buyers are auctioning almost to the top of the range. They want to try to take over this tank of the sellers. They want to try, guys. They are trying their best. Okay. And as you can see here we have a really important information. I need to say thanks to Rodolfo because I'm a creative person. Okay. I like to read, I like to interpret, but Rodolfo created this for me that gives me immediately, without tracing areas, what the market is doing. Okay. And here, what we have is Complete absorption of the sellers. Can you see here? Can you see what happened? Buyers control, buyers control, buyers control, buyers control. They are building. They are almost reaching the top. Okay. Complete absorption. How can you go short here? Okay. So you add a punch to the wall here. You add auction, 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 auction confirmed. You are in the top range, and after all the day of bam, 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 but yes, I did 12 $1,000 trade. Okay, it was super boring today. It was crazy boring today. But this is something that it's not bad, guys. Okay, I didn't make a 50, I didn't make a $60,000 session. It was boring, yes. I took all the retracement back to value, retracement back to value, but it's still profitable. Okay, trading should not be exciting. But now, what I'm telling you is what I'm seeing, that this is the battle area, okay? If we manage to auction higher here, and we break this level, we have something funny. Okay, we have something funny if we break this level. And I hope that we can have this together. Now, it already went 1 hour, okay, but I think you understood something about me. I don't give a shit about the watch, the time, okay? So I continue. So if your focus level is high, for me it's perfect to wait another 30 minutes that the market moves. Okay? It's perfect. Now, while we do this, we can watch what's happening in the auction. You see that they are approaching the sensitive level. Let me help you on this. Look what they are approaching. They are approaching the POC, so you can understand that here there will be a huge battle. Now, remember, the biggest move, save this, I want you to note this, because you can predict with a really good accuracy the most important level when you understand what I'm going to say. The biggest move in the market are the move where you can see that one side, sellers or buyers, get proven wrong. Okay? If we breach this level, it means that the POC didn't hold. So you can have a break and test and an amazing continuation. But it's not guaranteed that we will break this level. This is the point. Because all this, it's game plan area. It's not a small level, it's a game plan area, okay? But if you can manage to go through it with a lot of buyer's aggression, this is the playground. This is the fun. This is the days where you can make enough money to set you up for the month in one day. Okay? See, they are trying their best to auction. You see? Look what they are doing. I already explained to you here. Punch to the wall 1, 2, 3 times. And if we go back, okay, we already knew that on this candle, buyers were controlling. Yes or no? But we don't want to get the boring part. So either you buy on the value area low, either you go on the momentum ride. Yes. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that if we manage to breach this level, you will see a movement that is worth the session. Because as of now, the session was boring, guys. And you can say, I hope every session is boring and you make 12,000. Yes, but it was boring. The movement were super choppy, nothing interesting, super slow. Okay? If I need to mark a level, from when we will see some movement is this one. Okay? So from this first point and to this second point, we can see some rock and roll. I hope. Okay. But I have the technical capabilities to tell you that this is the level that I will watch for the day. And if we go back here, I want to show you something. You can see where they tapped into. They tapped again in the level that I marked. Okay. And as you can see, the delta is growing. What does it mean? Buyers willing to pay higher price to get filled. Why buyers want to pay higher price to get filled? Are they maybe thinking that we will go higher? So are they participating actively in the aggressive breakout of this level? Yes. Did they manage to do this successfully? Not yet. Okay, not yet. Let's go back here. Let's now go on the deep print. Look at this, okay? This is a template that you can already find. This is a template that you can already find. This is the personalized one, but I can upload you. Now, what you can see here is that these blocks are absorbed orders. So you can refine your protection level of the buyers. And as you can see, the two levels that I marked are perfect absorption of the buyers. Okay. Now, what we can interpret, can you see it? Can you see the work of the sellers? All these aggressive orders didn't have a follow-through. And now sellers are stepping in again. What does it mean? That they are protecting this level actively. Okay. Look, what Edoardo texted is the reason a lot of people are not consistent. Today I lost half of my profit. I wanted my first payout so bad. Read this. I wanted my first payout so bad and got burned by choppiness. I don't want to be the psychologist here, but I can give you a really good advice. I wanted my first payout so bad, reflect necessity to withdraw today, reflect hyperactivity even in days where the market is compressed. Can you read the emotional load of Edoardo? Can you read it? Being you, participants of the live, external to the situation of Edoardo, can you read how much he is in hope? I want my first payout so bad. I think that for everyone of the chat, this is clear as the sky. You see, Samuel, I've been that guy many times. I think in the Discord, you can help each other, guys. It's not an easy journey. There will be a lot up and downs till you get consistent. The minimum you can do is sharing this journey together. Okay? We all been through that. It's normal. Okay? When you already feel, taste the money, it seems like the market is a karmic experience. The more you want something so bad and are not and you are not able to wait for it and earn it, the more the market gets back. I think the financial markets are the strongest karmic experience that you can have in life. Thank you, Fabio. Your teaching have changed my game, and I'm finally profitable with X-ray vision. I mean, amazing. Okay, why? Because if you sit with clean and clear mind, you know, the day that I sit and I journal what I did and I made some errors are always the days where my emotional load was not clean. I want to trade. Today, I already put a profit. Maybe we didn't break out, okay? I already put a profit target here. Why? Because my ego say that we are going here. I still make these errors sometimes. I'm cocky. Considering how much profit I made and how much I'm consistent, Sometimes I make errors because I say, I've seen this pattern so many times, I put profit here when I should not engage. We are human. And hiding your errors, like the most amount of guru do, is the reason when their students do some errors, they blame themselves because they think that the mentor is perfect. Amazing. What you can see here, you see, this is executed orders. The maximum delta, the failed auction. They are not ready to break. Okay? They are not ready. Probably we will make in 20 minutes. That is the power hour. Probably 7:30, and I'm willing to be in live with you because I don't care. Till that time, we will see that the market will try to auction high again. But it's not ready. Okay? And if we go back to this chart, it was this one, I think. This one. What do you see? What do you see? Auctioning higher, failing to break, get back in the range. It's not late, guys. The movement can still happen. It's not late. Okay? You just need to be patient. Of course, if you continue to take long in all this range, you only lose money. But it's your responsibility, not the model responsibility. Okay, so here you can read the swing profile. So the system already helped you. Look how much it's amazing, this one. I want to go through it together. Let's move this because we don't need, and let's go on this, okay? So, you know, the last swing point, okay? So buyers are controlling. You have the profile of the last swing point, and we are in the upper range. It means that we have aggression, and you can see here. And you have the last point of absorption of the sellers, okay? So here the sellers try to go down and they got absorbed completely. And as a matter of fact, here you can also use, let me go on the tip tracker, the absorption area, okay? This is an indicator that I didn't create. This is a study from Antonio and Rodolfo. And what they did here is they understood a way to put in a code the most important areas, okay? So what Rodolfo did here is seeing that this is an important area where the sellers got absorbed, okay? And you use the algorithm to market, okay? I saw this in real time using my understanding, but having it clear with Confluence here, with an algorithm here, okay? And with a confirmation here, it's interesting. And as a matter of fact, if you go here, you can see how the price react to this. Okay? I think, guys, we can see something in 15 minutes. Just stick with me a little bit of time, okay? I will show you. I'm pretty confident in it. Just stick with me. You know how I like to watch the market with you. So we understood the protection area of the buyers from the sellers movement. We understood the actual profile, and as you can see, they rejected this level with zero drawdown, and the auction is starting to go higher. Okay? The auction is starting to go higher. So now, from this point, the probability that we challenge this time, this high, is higher. Okay? You see, the sellers try to take back control with the algorithm. It told you, you don't go back here, okay? You will not go down here, I tell you, with orders, not with intention from the passive. You have an horizontal absorption. We are in the structure long, and we are challenging a really important level. Okay? So now we are in the battle. We are in the battle here. We will not face this level before. Why? Because the probability that you go back here and you get bounce inside is high, specifically when you have a day that it's so choppy. But the power hour in 15 minutes can give us the boost of volume necessary to break it. Let's see how it goes. To break it or to fail it, because it's not guaranteed that we will have buy orders. So you see, that buyers are stepping in again, unfortunately, with less results this time. Okay. So the range is getting thin. Before it was here, now it's here. Now the buyers reloaded from here. So now the range is getting pop, 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 pop. Sooner or later, either you go down, either you go up. And with all this accumulation of orders, you have a movement. Okay, you have a movement. Let's remove this. So we have candles. You can see this aggression, right? Look at this aggression, look at this aggression. Unfortunately, no results. Okay. Buyers now are pushing. Buyers are stepping in. Buyers are stepping in, guys. They are trying their best. Let's see what they can do. It's clean as the sun. That this is the absorption of the sellers and this is the absorption of the buyers. So this level is loaded with intention. This is the dealing range. See what we can do. My problem is that I can see it both ways. It is so, but that's the reason I tell you. That's the reason I tell you, Aaron. As soon as you get a breakout, you have an information. But as of now, we are compressing. That's the reason I tell you. I don't want to engage inside. Based on a compressed range that we know, and the bias is long, that your message went down, the bias is long. Where will end? And it depends. It can make a lot of multiple setup. It can do a momentum. It can do a break and test. We need to see what happens. Okay. Yeah. Imagine also the time I get you right, because I told you before the power hour, so in 15 minutes. What is one advice you will give us after this bootcamp? Not after, in this bootcamp, I can give you the advice. I'm giving you a lot of advice on how to approach this profession. Okay, look at this. Now, look at the candle, okay? Look at the size of the candle. You see that it's loaded with aggressive volume. Let's go on the big trades. See, they are trying to auction higher on the previous aggression level, horizontal aggression level. They are doing the same as before. Nothing new. Here there is no logic entry, Dave. Here is not a moment where I would engage, because you are. It's like if they say to you, okay, you know the direction, but the first wall is here. What I do? I enter a trade here and they take profit here. It doesn't make sense, no? So I want to know that they have the power to break this wall. But you can only know if they have the power to break this wall if they auction, as I told you. It's a compression range. So either you do these games, retracement to value RAI, and here you can make another 8,000, okay? Then here you do the same as I did for the whole day. All these bounds, okay? It's super boring, guys. It's nothing interesting. It's From value area low to value area, from value area low to value area. It's boring, okay? Either you say, look, I'm a sniper trader. I don't want to take this 1-to-1, 1-to-2. I want to take a 1-to-5 or 1-to-20 like we did the other session. Then you need to wait. You cannot have everything. You cannot have frequency and at the same time precision. Because the nature of the market is to exchange contract efficiently. The nature of the market is not this. The nature of the market is not this, guys. Okay? The nature of the market is not this. The nature of the market is this. Okay? So if you want this, you need to weight the sensitive areas. Am I clear or no? Perfect. But they can load as much as they want if they are close inside this range. I told you guys, in 10 minutes I think the volume is stepping in. I know my baby. I know Nasdaq. I studied this asset for more than 10 years. I lost the best years of my life where I could have had fun spending my money on disco party, yacht, and woman. But instead of doing this, I spend my hours and my night here. So when you do this for years, you build not only experience, but a feeling, some kind of sensitivity for what you're watching, okay? When you do this, you know the most sensitive time of the day where the volume gets put in the market. You don't know the direction, okay? But you know the time, and you can merge time, volume, and price and have an additional confirmation. Okay? Let's see what it does. Because at the moment it's actioning higher. So if we see what it's doing, he accepted with these 2 weeks the level. So you see aggression, acceptance. Bam. One rejection, second rejection. Perfect. Then what he did? He break this horizontal level. Okay? And when they try to go back inside to go down, the market protected with 2 additional rejection. So they are auctioning higher. We didn't break out, but we are doing something that I've seen multiple times. Let me explain you here. What we are doing at the moment is this. So we are in compression, okay? So we raised today like this. Okay? Now, we did this low reaction from the POC low, and we are approaching the most important level. Okay? We already tapped in the most important level, and if this level would hold, I would expect something like this, because it means that it's a really strong area. But we had something really small. We had something like this. Okay. Now the market is doing back auctioning, and now we are here. Okay. When in 7 minutes we will see volume stepping in, these aggressive buyers will face this wall of orders here. Okay. If the auction is strong enough, you will see accumulation. Specifically, if all this whole accumulation was on the long side. What I did here? What is this garbage? Am I clear? Don't worry, Dennis. You can watch it again. We don't cancel the stream. Okay. You need some practice. You need some practice, guys. Normal. Yes, I would recommend aggregate better. Now, I want you to study this interaction. What happened here? You see, now we are in this box, no? What's happening? Let's go on the volume. Let's go on this template, okay? What's happening here? Let's activate the deep print. Let's read what happened here, okay? You see that all this bunch of sellers got absorbed on this horizontal level. And it's really strange that all these aggressive sellers get absorbed before the top. Look how much they are loading. Okay? Because if we are going to reject from this level, you will see more aggressive sellers creating more strong moves because we are near the top. So it's the maximum climax of the sellers. The price is it's expensive, but they are not going down so easily. You see, they are going down so slow. What does it mean? That buyers are reloading. And if buyers are reloading, okay, it means that if I need to choose a side again in 5 minutes when the volume will step in, it will be long. Fabio, because of you and Andrea and DeepChart's team, I went from losing money all the time to backtesting and live testing at top of 0.01% of the trader's level. I cannot thank you enough. You don't need to thank. Just make money, live a good life, and we will be happy for you. We hope the majority of the people understood the value and can understand the revolution that we are doing in the market. Because at the moment, at least from what I know, I don't see traders live streaming in podcast where they trade live. I don't see traders sharing the good days, the bad days, the choppy session live with their students, showing the profit and loss of the day, showing the failure, showing the emotional errors. I see something that it's not honest. I see a distance that gets created from the guru to his audience. So he is the guru, he is the best one. And you need to do what he say. There is not an approach that says, look, I went through all the errors that you did again. Okay. I did it before you. And I show you that I overcome them and that I'm living out of it. And this is a different approach. And I think this is the approach that the industry needs. Doesn't mean that it's the only one, but it's an approach that at least I see that people understand. Let's see what they are loading. As you can see, you see how many orders they are loading here. This is the delta profile, okay? This level they loaded really heavy, but the result, there is no result. Okay, this is the industry. This is the industry, Naga, and this is the reason I didn't make a course. The only content I can make is live charting because I think it's the only way to learn trading. Let's see the next move. Few minutes. This bootcamp honestly has reshaped the way of viewing the market, learning everything a new different way. Guys, I told you not only the direction, but I told you also the time. Remember that it's 1 minute and 30 seconds before the power hour. Yassin is saying also the time. What about you make a new live charting bootcamp? Guys, I, I would make the live session, but it removes a lot of time from my charting, so I I cannot make this price, okay? because for me it's time, it's effort, and it's a lot of money that I could make if I trade full time. Okay, so if I ever decide to do this, I want people that are experienced, but I don't know, 2026 probably, and it will be on New York session. But I don't know, guys. Don't take this for granted because it's something that I need to decide if it makes sense for me. Look at this. You see, buyers rewarded, absorbed, 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 absorbed. They are deciding. Okay, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time where we could expect more volume stepping in. Now the power hour is going. 1,000 contract, it's a lot. Specifically meaning you need a lot of millions to do it in margin. Usually at this time you see volume stepping in. Specifically on Nasdaq, I have this time marked. But as you can see, look what's happening. So from the price, you cannot see it. But watch what I'm saying now. Look at this delta, okay? Before it breaks, remember what I'm saying. Watch at this delta, okay? Watch at this blue. What does it mean? They are loading heavy, aggressive contract here on the top side. They want to break, okay? They want to break. Look at this, okay? Look at this delta before it was half. They are loading, they are loading, they are loading, and we are in the same minutes that I told you. Okay. Building and building and building. Let's see what happens. No, I told for Nasdaq. I told for everything that I studied. This is a time where it's a decisional moment. And I have a lot of session. I have more than 1,000 session active. Okay. And I know my baby. This is a time where if you are in a decisional point, usually it gets unlocked. In the 10 minutes after the opening, okay, of the power hour. So in the next 8 minutes. And I can see that even if we are not breaching through because we have a lot of absorption here, the interaction, it's clear. We have the buy side that is so aggressive, guys. So aggressive. On this level, 25,725, they are loading heavy. Okay. So either they fail and we go really down, or if they continue this auction, look at this. They are stepping in at the top of the range. Why you should step in at the top of the range with all this volume? I think we also have an interaction. You see what's happening here. Okay? Rejection, rejection, auction, rejection, rejection. See what they do. I want to show you also multiple tools, not only the bubbles. Volume is volume, guys. You can see horizontal, you can see in single candle, you can see the cumulative. Now you see that they have never been so aggressive in all this range. This is the climax of the buyer's auction. And you can understand that if they are not moving the price, it means that here there is a crazy wall. And people will think, but why there is a crazy wall? Because I explained you before the session that we will have this problem. I explained to you before, and this is exactly the problem that I love. Because if the price from here reload and break, it's carnival, guys. You see that they are not moving. They are pushing, but as soon as they go down, bam, bam. And you see the sellers are stepping in. You see here, they loaded big contracts, but they move the price only in this range. You see how much they are loading the sellers. Now, if again the buyers reload and push back in, the level of the squeeze is this one. This is the level of the squeeze. You see this battle? What happens here? This is the wall, got previously absorbed and have a really strong volume on the upside and got previously absorbed. And this is the buyers. Now in this candle, what's happening? Buyers, no results. Okay, so all this effort, unfortunately, is not enough to move the price up. We have a huge wall here. Okay, let's see what they do. I know this session is not super active, but I know that you love to spend time with me. My tendency will be to short the radial, but from the point of the area, you are in a short area. Okay? You are in a short area. The point is that you rejected a POC on the long side from multiple days. So if I need to take a bet on the most directional move of the day, I will see long, even if now sellers are in control here, okay? But this doesn't mean that you cannot take scalp. You could have already made 2 scalp, but they are small scalp. They are 1,000. It depends on how much you load, okay? But they are not huge money, for me at least. So what I want is that the situation gets clear, we exit from this range, and only when we exit I can load. Really appreciate you hanging out with us, Fabio. I want to see what they do, to be honest. It's really interesting for me. I love the battle. Remember, guys, you think I do this for you, and I will seem like as a really good person that is giving you time, but I love to chart. I love to watch the market. I do this for passion. I will do this also alone. Also, if I was not executing trades, I will stay here and watch. Because for me, every session, it's a story. Okay? And it's a reason for me to improve. Imagine if you do this for 1,000 sessions, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. What happened here? You see all this auction didn't move. Buyers absorbed. Now they are trying to step down. Now the first level that they will encounter here, what is it? This one. This horizontal level. Then they have all this cluster. So I hope they will not go down, otherwise it will be super boring. But market is made also of this session. This template makes the battle even clearer. Yeah, this is the delta profile. Achilles, wake up! We are always doing analysis in your session. Last week, we took a crazy short at this time. Just you are not lucky with the session today. Not because I took the direction wrong, but because it's slow. So it's really difficult to make something meaningful today. But I'm really happy that we had also this kind of session. Otherwise, in your mind, you will think that we can also take the big banger 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 60. Fabio, how did you deal with self-doubt and not being confident while you were finding yourself? What do you mean? I didn't lost myself, to be honest. When I was not confident in trading, maybe, in my skills in trading, I practice self-criticism, okay? So for me, it's not difficult to sit at the end of the battle and understand the error that I made. And I have a relationship with myself where if I need to say to myself, you are a fucking retarded because you loaded contract without your model playing out, I will be really clear. I will not sugarcoat to myself to just motivate it. So it's pretty easy for me, to be honest. No, I don't analyze the micro, Jason. I only use the mini. But you will never find profitability if you don't have a model. It's not about self-confidence, it's about self-respect. Be respectful for you and understand that in this market, no one is here to give you money. No player is here to hand you over money. Okay? So if no player is here to hand you over money and you are not in Candyland, this is an arena, this is a survival game. How can you survive in a game where everyone wants to kill you? If everyone is fighting with a machine gun and you are here with bow and arrow, rounded arrow for kids. This is what other people pretend you to use to survive here. Okay. What I'm trying to do is to give you the best technology and the best tools and the best method to read the market as professional do. Okay? The part where you put in the time, the validation of the edge, the testing, is the only thing you need to do. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You need to take the best information and pack them in a way and in a model that works for you. And I already gave you multiple ways to use it. Okay, I already gave you. Gabriel, you didn't connected from the beginning of the session. Watch it. I already replied to this. Super boring today, guys. They tried to make an auction here, they failed, and now it's choppy, choppy, choppy. You see how many stop loss you can save if you have rules on when to engage and when not to engage? Let's see. They didn't reach the second level, but still, you see how much they are slow. You know what I hope to see? I hope to see this low visit for a big move up. Usually it does. This is a pattern that I see a lot recently on Nasdaq, the last 2 years. While we wait for the market to move, let me draw it for you. So usually, when you are auctioning higher, you will see this setup. Market going aggressively up, retracing, then trying to break out again and failing the high, like it did now, okay? A lot of times, before exploding up, you see the market reloading on the previous aggression level, and then it explodes. Now we have a wall for the buyers. We need to mark it. This became a wall. They failed. And this is the wall of the buyers. See what they do. How you manage the short trade where you made 50,000. You reload on the retest, and this is where I get stopped to break even. I explained, I had a full session on this trade. It's in the recording, you can go over it. Explain everything. No, this is volume chart, so it's normal that you don't see correlation. Okay, this is volume chart. It's a different type of chart. It prints volume with a specific logic. Even if they are sellers, I'm happy to see some movement. No, I'm only watching order flow, Ricardo. As you can see, I have only order flow on the screen. I saw the big trades here. I'm watching the interaction. As I told you, it will be amazing to see a tap in this level and rejection. Let's see what they want to do. Yeah, if this level does not hold, the short to the POC, it's a model that can work. Because here, the buyers really tried their best. Look how much they loaded. It's an outline. It's an outline, it means that it's the highest aggression point. Okay, look at here. You can see that in all this wing, the majority of the volume gets loaded by buyers. And now it's getting loaded by sellers, but the buyers didn't have the follow through. Probably this is the time to shine for the sellers. See these two areas that I marked. This is where the battle is happening. I want also to mark this level because it's where these sellers got stopped, got kicked on their face. So it's a level that can be sensitive. Let's see. The sellers are auctioning really strong. I don't use the order flow for swing trading, Sergio. I only use profile for swing trading and data. The profile, as I explained to you, is the best thing you can use for swing. A lot of content on YouTube, Emmanuel. Yes, I'm in Dubai. But it's always, today it's always building range. To be honest. Now it's approaching, you see the value area low. Now it's approaching the value area low. So we are back to the area where I told you from here it could make sense to buy if you want to go here, but see buyers are participating a little bit, but it's really slow. You can see the auction is super slow, and you can see this with the volume sprint. With the volume sprint. Let me check. I don't remember the name with the. Yes. With this, the volume sprint is showing you who is more aggressive on the auction. See? Buyers got aggressive here, they stopped a little bit. They got aggressive the time I told you, a little bit, and now this is choppy. Because buyers here aggressive, sellers here, but no one is going anywhere. This is interesting to see who is in momentum control. Look, they try again, The old men of the buyers try again. What can you take home with this information, guys? Dave, please. I don't even want to reply to this question. I see many traders guru showing their fancy cars. Do you do that? But you lived in a cave for 6 months. It seems you like the type that drag you into a course showing a Lamborghini. But I'm really surprised by the lack of awakening of the industry, no? What do you think someone will sell you their lifestyle? What's the reason for someone to drag you into something with lifestyle? They are playing with your dopamine system. So, what happens in your brain is that instead of seeing how a teacher teach, instead of watching him trade live, instead of getting close to him and watching how he called the market live, it's easier to show that they are successful showing you something that is not related to trading at all, like cars, like yachts, and stuff like this. Okay? Because in your mind there is a simple process that if you see someone that have money, you assume he made that money trading. Okay. So they don't need to show their skills. They just need to convince you. You understand the game. Okay. Yeah, it's normal some choppiness in December. It's normal, but not like this. This is really boring. Rishab, if you continue to spam, I ban you. The content are already in English. We are not speaking spaghetti in live. It's 11 in the evening in Dubai. I have the dinner ready. I'm here with the market and you, waiting for this amazing squeeze. Will this be the time, guys? Or no? Ready for Mamma Mia? It's ready for Mamma Mia. Are we going? Are we going to print a big trade exactly here? Or no? Because it seems like the market is waking up, eh? They are doing their best. I have a really high filter on big trades. Really high filter on big trades. The auction is clear. They are really aggressive on the upside. Unfortunately, the people that sold lost money. That's the reason I always tell you, have a clear direction for the day and create priorities rules. The priority rules is that, yes, we are tapping in a sell level, but on the long term, we are long. Super curious to see what they are about to do, because the close, the confirmation of this volume. Ooh. Yeah, we are ready. What a beauty! Look at this, beautiful. You see, always the big trades give you a gauge and interaction of the market participants, and again they gave you the rejection. Anyway, just to say, from the beginning of the session, this level and this level were the area that we marked, this candle. Now I want to see what they are doing here. They are loading higher. They have this level here that could be retested pretty easily. And now, what I was trying to explain to you is that usually when you auction higher, you have a regime switch. What is a regime switch is when the market behavior change. Okay, so from a compressing range, you go to an expansion range, and the market completely change. So the dealing range, the size of the range is different. Okay, so you are expanding, and the size is higher. Let's see if they manage to retest this level. As of now, we can watch the auction here. We have aggressive sellers stepping in. You can see here. They will find some resistance here. And from this point, I think we are ready to go. Super aggressive sellers, not rewarded. The auction is in the end of the buyers. They sold again, no reward. We are approaching the top of the range. Look at this delta building. Look at this delta building. I already do this, Andrei. I loaded a lot of session on YouTube, and I will continue to do this for 2026. We are in the up range. You see, we are in the up range. So what does it mean? That the auction is expensive. Okay, not in expensive term, but it's the market want to expand higher. We are in the top range, and they are still buying aggressively. Let's see if big trades pop up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I want to see a big trade popping up exactly here, because this is a sensitive level, is 25,750. So when they approach this sensitive level, if they want to auction higher, they need to load. And usually it's not even humans, it's algorithms that do this. So curious to see. Anyway, you can see how much this level is strong. We marked this level before the session. We went through it together. You see, even if the buyers are aggressive, how much this level is strong. It's really strong. They try to push back again, absorbed, still top of the range. I want to see this level tap. 25717.94. I don't care that it's already 2 hours that we are live. If you are not enjoying or if you are bored, you can disconnect. I'm loving it. So the warriors can stay connected. The lazy us guys can disconnect. It's not a problem. We can survive. At least they will find the first wall here, but they cannot reach. You see how much they are trying. Loading, loading. This is the wall. See if big trades are popping up. Maybe they reached. Bam, they touched now. Let's see if now they reject everything or if they auction down. Oh, this level was controlled by buyers. Look now. The delta on this horizontal level is from the sellers. They are pushing so heavy. Still, I think we go long, but they are trying their best to flip the auction. Yeah, it's important, the market speed. I think now, if we go on market speed, buyers are controlling. Go on the speed of tape. Yes, buyers are buyers here, sellers here controlling. Ooh, look at this! Look at this! It means that the sellers are so fast in the auction. Look at this. I popped this out at exactly the perfect time. This is the speed of tape. Anyway, guys, they didn't do anything yet. They are in the same range from the last 2 hours. They didn't move at all in 2 hours. This is the mental discipline to not execute. Now, these big trades on the bottom are coherent with this. Look at this auction. This is red like this because they did this movement so fast in the tape. So fast in the tape. So it's showing you the live speed of the tape. This is interesting to use. When I start scalping, years ago, I would love to pair the speed of tape with big trades because I wanted to see when they print big orders and if they print it fast, because it's immediate information of auction, no? And you see here these aggressive buyers that are being completely absorbed. If they manage to fail again, they failed. They failed to auction here. So from here, the buyers are really controlling the game. But here they lose every time. So the range of compression is getting smaller and smaller. I think we will have an amazing session. later. I don't know when, but we will have an amazing. Unfortunately, now I don't have more time. But I want to see. I think it's worth the other 10 minutes. Are you bored? We are live from 2 hours and a half. No, 2 hours and 5. If you can resist, I would love to continue. They are really close to the most sensitive level of the day. They are rejecting the auction. Guys, I would love to see the response of the buyers. Because now the sellers took control. But I want to see how they respond, the punch of the buyers. Because as of now, they are passively protecting the level, nothing else. So this is the response of the buyers. They started. Let's see how they are loading. So they started with a massive absorption of the sellers, even before the most sensitive level. So they didn't manage to reach the lower band. This speed of the sellers is not so interesting if we are still in control from the buyers. Let's see what they want to do. Now you understand why I don't engage inside. Because even if you are a sniper, look how much the price can give you. This is the maximum. Okay, you can long here, you can long here, you can long here, but this is the maximum. But when you break this level, this fucking level that is here from half a year, you have something interesting. But if you don't have the patience to survive this without executing, you will never enjoy this. Because you will be in the market when there is nothing to do. Great, Fabio. Thank you for sharing wisdom and passion. I'm 70 old and I can say that you're a great man. Love this, Mauro. Italian. CVD is going lower and lower. I know, but the result, the sellers are trying their best to auction down. But of course, because they tapped into the most sensitive level of the day. Look at this. So we had the climax of the sellers in these two candles. This is the one where they really pushed out heavy. Up range. Just check one thing. On range. Now they are going back to the previous rejection area, that is this one. No, they didn't manage to reach it, but anyway, it's this one. Italiano, but I'm living since almost 45 years in Germany. Amazing, Mauro. Two hours are gone, 22 more hours to go. Can you read what cumulative volume delta is telling us? Of course. Wait a second. Look at this. Look at this. The speed of the auction is going crazy on the short side. And they are on the absorption level. All this area, absorption number 1 and absorption number 2, is where you see a lot of speed of the auction. So the sellers are saying, oh, I want to go down, let me go. But the buyers are not so convinced. Look here, look at this fight, finally, something interesting for the day. Look at this fight. This is the biggest fight that we saw during the day. Let's see who wins this. Because at the moment it seems the buyers are really heavy. Andreas is saying, looks like gonna dump. But you need to see the result, because remember that volume is half the information. Then you need to see the results of the volume. The results of the volume comes from price. And price actually just told you that they got stopped here. Okay? So they did a huge effort. In Italy, we say all smoke, nothing roasted. All smoke. Okay. So you are doing a lot, but you are not cooking anything. And here they did almost the same. A lot of interest and speed and stuff, but then you need to break. You know, it's like the guy with 75 monitors. How much you make per month trading? $3. Nice. It's the same. Again, on the same level. Here there is a wall. Of course, if they break this level, we go to hell. If they break this level, we go to hell because they are loading so heavy. But you can see the buyers that are at the same time super aggressive on the protection side. Connection is reestablished. Yeah, it got absorbed. There is a really small block where they are fighting, and the block gets smaller and smaller. You can see in this level, they are giving their soul. They are giving their soul here. We did a lot of times, Theodore. Every session that we did, before we do the session, we mark the level. So it's crystal clear. I also did the Q&A. 95% of people told me that it's clear how to mark. Thank you for staying with us, learning so much. Shouldn't this be what a trader does? The market is moving. You stay here. You eat later. Should have been 1 hour session. It's 2 hours and 10. Oh, it's incredible, this level. It's really, really a wall. They are trying again. Crazy. Crazy. Sellers should be exhausted around now. I don't know if sellers are exhausted. Remember that this one is intention. So sellers are aggressively selling, but buyers are not lifting the auction. They are not aggressive. So at the moment, you see passive defense, but you don't see bounce back. All this is control of the seller. So be really careful about going long. Yeah, it can be. News tomorrow, so today we only compress. But this one is too much. This one is not compression, it's depression. Crazy. Was the thinking beyond drawing profile? Andrei, I think This is like the previous 5 lessons. I don't know if you just connected, but I explain this every session multiple times. So I strongly advise you to rewatch. 100% depression. Yeah, today is like this. And you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything about this. If the market don't move, it's not your fault. Okay? It's your fault if before having a clear direction, you decide to trade. But here, let's activate the vol swings, because if I'm not wrong here, we will see a huge absorption level. Where is it? Vol swing. No, vol deep swing profile. No, I always forget the name. Deep tracker, sorry. Look at this. They absorb the hell out of the sellers. You see this level, AC and the AE. It means that here, everything got absorbed from the sellers. Now you can see the bounce back action. Okay, so the buyers stepping in. Let's see. Still not. You see how I refine my indicator. If there is no clear direction, you don't have an area. You see here, the last area that you had was 4 hours ago, 3 hours and a half ago. So this one is already doing the work for you. If there is no clear direction, you just watch a film, do something else. I married on that seller's mom at that time. They're doing this. I know, because if you are short, you hope they break. But I don't have a position in the market at the moment. So if you have a position, I hope it goes in your direction. Just this level here, they are selling really their family to go short, but it's not working out. And all this absorption, it's visible. Look how much they sold here. It's crazy how much the buyers are protecting at the moment. It's crazy. I have a theory. I have a theory because I see that this round level 25,700 is really strong. And my theory is the following. Considering how much they are pushing and how much is getting absorbed here, the touch of this level will create an explosion on the opposite side, okay? Because all the sellers are in strong pain. Specifically, if we go above this high, so we will see the opposite effect. You will see the catalyst. And this is not actually what I want to see for a continuation trade. I would like to see a full candle. Look at this, wick. So they are going lower with a lot of effort. And you can see this also here. Okay. They are going lower with a huge amount of effort. Not even lower, they are always on the same level. And the vol analyzer is giving you all this area as a strong absorption level. So you are level inside of a level. Look at this. Look what I told you. The responsive auction is here. Okay. So defensive, aggressive. Okay. Look on this level what happened. Look on this level if they accept what happened. All these sellers now needs to close. If we continue to auction higher, they need to close, so you will see climax. You need to close, to see full candle. No, I think we will have one session on Monday on correcting trades with me or with Luca, so we can keep in touch. Don't worry. Why you don't put countdown for the candle? Because the countdown, it's human convention of time. Remember, what is candlestick? It's something created from a rice trader. He was trading rice, and now you are expecting to predict the Nasdaq, that is an aggregate of 100 tech stock, using candlestick. I'm only using candlestick here because I have volume to pair it up. Okay. That's the only reason. Brian is trying for the but it's only possible when it's time. And at the moment, the market is still deciding. The sellers are ready to close. Okay. See, they are trying to protect here, but sooner or later they need to close, guys. The auction is lifting now. The good part is when you have a huge amount of interaction of the aggressive orders and you go on the opposite side, you have a catalyst, as I was saying to you, okay? And you see this catalyst because the markets start to expand really fast. Trading routine is personal, Theodore. You cannot expect that my trading routine can be the same as you. I have a gym in the building, I have a nutritionist in the building, I have someone taking care about all my deliverables for the day, my bureaucracy. I am structured in a way that is not possible for the majority of the people. Okay, so you don't need to steal my routine. You need to create yours based on your necessity, your work, your side hustle, your family. Memo, you know why nothing happened? Because you had only rejection here. Only rejection. You need to be patient. Be really patient. Real bad man. Samuel, I am a weight management doctor. I got you, Fabio. If you ever have question about anything, what are you say, Samuel, that I need a diet, that I'm fat? Yeah, it's right. I'm only eating and trading recently. Eating, trading, and training. But the training is not matching the eating because I'm Italian, so I eat pasta, pizza, and stuff. No, it's a problem. It's a problem. Look, everyone in the chat. Josh, look like it will short. Memo, look like it will not move. Look like it's useless, guys. Need to pair volume with price. Look like now He's really not doing anything. You're right. In this case, there is no entry. I told you, we are inside the range. We don't want to dance the samba. I'm waiting for all the day that we have something. Memo says, just look at the S. It's giving you the answer. Let's see, Memo. Let's see if ES is giving me the answer. Of course, Theodore, you will be confused. You will be confused because you are searching for answer in the routine. Guys, let me be clear to you. Freezing your balls in ice bath. Okay. Running in the morning, waking up at 4:30 in the morning is not going to make you profitable. The sooner you understand it, the better your life will be. It's not the ice cold water, it's not scrubbing your nose with the best clay mixture to make your skin routine. Okay? It's not meditation with Atlantis view. You need to get good at trading. You need to have an edge, guys. Don't go around it. It's not routine. Everyone that is trying to sell you a routine to be a profitable trader, it's a scammer. Okay? Because everyone have their own necessity. You have a family, you have 3 children, you want to spend time with them in the evening, so you don't want to do the closing of the auction. Someone works in the night, someone works in the morning. It's not possible to have everyone the same routine. But it's not about the routine, the profitability, Theodore. You asked about the routine. It's about everything we are covering in this bootcamp. Why are you in Dubai and not in the beautiful Abu Dhabi? Way more beautiful. But they are both beautiful. Dubai is the amusement park of Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the capital, is where the money is at. Dubai is where the people rent the tools of Abu Dhabi. Crazy. We are live from 2 hours and a half. In one session, we did 2 live. What is the market telling you here? You see, in candles, you see weak. But if we go on volume, what the market is telling you, that the sellers are more aggressive, that they got stopped here, stopped, I mean absorbed, and that all these aggressive buyers are being absorbed here. Pleasure, Olivia. one win at the moment. We are in balance. Let's say that there is not a side that have enough strength to decide. That's the reason I told you today the maximum you can do is long from here to here. Okay. We knew that we will stuck at this level for as much time as is necessary. Now, it's really late in Dubai. I didn't have dinner. I spent 2 hours and a half with you. And I hope that you can appreciate a boot camp made with people that don't care about time, that they give you everything, even if the best they can give you is a lesson on how to use risk management, how to frame areas, how to refine the tools, how to understand the ping pong. But the market is going choppy. So the best thing, as I told you, see that here I didn't execute anything. Why? Because we are only ping pong. Okay. Now, what I can tell you for the other 2 hours of the session that are missing for the day, that if we manage to have some kind of power and we break this level, we will see something incredible. It's possible that they will do this tomorrow because tomorrow it's a news day. Uh, and I hope you enjoy this session. We see you not next week, but we see you on Thursday. And reading the question, such so much love. It's not finished, guys. We have another session. We have Thursday. I think we can make other 2 hours. No problem. Okay. Amazing. Have an amazing day. Have a boring trading session. See you next time.